Hello folks, welcome back to the Play School. It's me, Phil, and I've got another piano tutorial for you. Before we crack on, it is now my duty to remind you about memberships available on the Play School's YouTube channel. Memberships come with like bespoke short answered questions. You ask a question, you get priority. I make a short answering that question, explaining it just for you. So give it a try. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's talk about today's track, which is Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyd. Another classic. It's a great track. And in great news for us, it is super simple until it isn't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through all the chords at the beginning. There's only like 4 of them. I'm going to talk through a couple of structure bits, and then at the end, everything's going to get funky, and we're going to talk about how to play that intro reel and how to improvise for our solo over the end. So print out your chord sheet from below and let's get cracking. Okay, so this song is in the key of G. That's G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, giving us that half step that we always have at the end of our scale. The rest of them are white notes. We're going to play an F chord quite a lot in this, so even less black notes. Anyways, so let's talk about our chords. They're very simple. For a lot of people, this might sound like a guitar song, which kind of is. And one of the things I found you can do to make a piano sound like a guitar, well, you can't make a piano sound like a guitar because of strumming, but what you can do is think about what those voicings of the chords sound like. So let me tell you what I mean. When you play a guitar, the notes of a G chord are that or that, depending on who's playing it, right? Let's say they're there. The note that sticks out mainly is this one, because it's at the top, right? Your ears are tuned to hear the top note. And when we play a D chord, it's D, A, D, F sharp, just 4 strings for D chord on the guitar. It's those 4, right? And so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is try and keep the top note on a guitar at the top note of our piano chord, which means if you take our G chord, G, skip A, play B, skip C, play D, to give us our root position, major chord. We're going to put the G on the top, invert, goes to there, and there is our first chord, right? So there it is, put that with a nice G. Our second chord, D slash F sharp. So let's deal with the D first. So let's take our D here. D is in the key of G, so we'll go D, skip E, play F sharp, skip G, play A. That gives us our D chord. Now I mentioned that we want the F sharp on top because it's what's on top when you play on a guitar. So we take the D, put it to the top. So let's put it like this. D goes to the top, and F sharp then comes from the bottom and goes to the top. Inverted twice, second inversion. Right. Now we were here, and we want to go to there. And this is one of my favourite moves in all of piano. It's a pivot move, right? The middle note stays the same finger, and the other 2 just switch around like that. Yeah. So now our third chord is an E minor. Let's work that out in the key of G, E, F sharp, G, A, B. Go. There's an E minor chord. And on the guitar, the top note is an E in that chord. So we're going to go take the E, put it on top. Right. Now we were on D. Because they're next to each other, D and E, they don't share any notes in their most basic forms. So we've got to decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to shift one way or the other? And to keep our E on top, we go from there to there. So E, G, B. So there's your first 3 chords. We've got like a 6 chord pattern here, 2 groups of 3. So your first 3. G, D slash F sharp. Oh, I didn't deal with the F sharp. So slash F sharp. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that I did not play a D with my D chord there. I played an F sharp. And that's what that means. It means the D slash F sharp, like a fraction. D over F sharp. Higher notes are over lower notes, right? So D, and it gives us this descending bass line, right? Walk down to E. There's your first 3 chords. I'll give you those again. G, D slash F sharp, important. E minor. Okay, and our third 3 chords. Now again, we're going to an F chord here. F does not occur naturally in the key of G, so let's just take our F, skip A, G play A, skip B play C. That gives us a 3-note chord, right? and we can listen to it and hopefully recognise that that is indeed a major chord. If it wasn't, then we could have made some alterations, but we have found our F chord, so it's F, A and C. We were here, again on the guitar, and you play a full F chord. The highest note is an F, so we're going to take our F from the bottom, put it on top, which coincidentally puts us in a lovely position. I will say that actually the guitar is not, it's not an accident that the guitar kind of is represented by these different chord positions on the piano. The guitar is a very cleverly organised instrument, right? So we've got F. Now we're going to go to a C chord. C, again, occurs naturally in the key of G, or you might just know a C chord because it's usually the first chord everybody learns. C, skip D, play E, skip F sharp, play G. C, E and G. So let's work this out differently. We're on F, F, A, C. C's in the middle. Here's that pivot move again, right? This time we will play the true C to go with it. Now we're going to go to a D chord. Now I often say that moving like, because these are next to each other again, adjacent, I often say that moving the same shape up isn't as classy as it can be. First of all, that mainly applies in root position, evenly spaced, but also, as you'll see later on, we're not really truly going to D. This is just what I'm going to tell you now, right? Okay, and there's your D. So the second three chords, F, pivot to C, step up to D. So all of them together. Verse and your intro and most of your chorus. Right, so the chorus is a little difficult to kind of pinpoint because the chords don't change at all initially. I've decided to put the chorus where the hook line, because I'm free as a bird now, comes in. And it's the same chords, right? The rhythm, incidentally, I've been doing, right, classic, right, both, doubling already, we get to the chorus, you can do the same thing. That I slightly change. It's like, so now we've got top left, and instead I do both for kind of the downbeat, and then the extra one, right, left, both, and then just do the top thumb for like the middle one, so that the low note, which is more powerful, is just marking your changes. Those second three chords, the F, the C and the D, we're going to repeat. And all I've done there, just because I listened to that chorus, the thing that, pretty much the only thing that differentiates it, is that rhythm just becomes slightly more like 1, 2 and 3, it becomes more like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So for that, maybe we keep, because your right hand has always been playing the beat. So we're just think 1 and 2. You know, you can do blend with both hands. We're trying to like really mark the beat and have the in-betweens, the ands, if you're thinking in musical beats, to be lighter, right? Make them more staccato, which means more separated, right? So we're going. Okay, so structurally, we're going to have our intro, then a verse and a chorus. Then we've got a little interlude, very similar to the intro. Then we've got verse 2, then another chorus, and then at the end of that, we've got an extra line on that last chorus. And then for the remaining 12 and a half hours of the piece, we have this outro, which we're going to talk about right now. So for the outro, we really change chords. We have just come with the... Those are our 3 chords for the rest of the piece. And they were G in our standard position. G, B, D. And then our next chord is a B flat. So we do kind of switch, let's say, tonality, right? Before we were in a kind of very major key, like, right? And now we're going to go to a kind of bluesy kind of vibe, right? So we've got that B flat from here. Now B flat does not occur naturally in the G major key. We're going to have a B flat, a D, and an F. Right, now actually, we can still use similar moves. Keep the D, and we're just going to come down to our B flat. And then we're going to go up to our C, root position around middle C, right? G. 1, 2, 3. Doubled all the way through. 1, 2. All I've done here is add in an extra, like we've got, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm kind of making 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 my rhythm, yeah? So it's going 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4. We're speeding up here, right? Speeds up by about, I don't know, 20 odd beats per minute. So when you come out of the end bit, it's going to sound like... Right, loads of jazz because the rest of it was so simple. So let's make this intro really pop. First thing we're going to do is try and emulate this organ, right? And the first 2 notes of that organ are a B and an A, or the highest notes. Organs, he's probably playing the 6 or 7 notes here, and we're just going to add those to what we were already playing. And the easy way to remember this, we were playing G, B, D. And we're just going to grab the same note as your thumb is on with your pinky at the top there, right? And as we pivot, your pinky just moves down, mirroring your thumb. And when you hit the E minor, we're going to hit it top to bottom. Okay, now here's the really fun bit, is there's a chord up here, right? It goes... Now that chord's a long way up there, I think that's where it lives, but we can play it here to start with, just to get used to kind of spotting. It's an E minor, E, G, B. It's the exact same chord as you're playing with your right hand. So we're going to go... And when your left hand goes back down here, it's going to start to pick up this left hand, which is going to continue into the next section. So we've got... is going to pick up these big, again, we're expanding these chords. This time we're going to double what we were doing with our pinky with our thumb. Okay, so that was those same 2 chords, F and C, but we're just doubling the bond. Makes it a bit of a stretch. And that left hand's going to continue with that rhythm, which means you're going to hit that F really close together, right? That is what we call a 1-5-1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, right? And it's really helpful if your left hand just knows that, right? Now your last thing you'll see on the intro, I've written D sus4, D, D sus2, D. Now, let's talk about sus chords real quick since we're here. Here's our D chord, right? Let's just imagine that in root position for a second. D, F sharp, A. Root position, remember, means with the named note at the bottom, which makes this 1, and if we're counting, just thinking briefly in D, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now for sus chords, the only chords which we do this for, we're actually going to swap the 3 for the 4, for D sus4, and then we're going to go back to D, and we're going to swap the 3 for the 2, for D sus2. And you'll see all that's really happening is your middle finger in this position playing those 3 notes, right? Lovely little turnaround, but you'll see all over the place. And now we are in this position. This is still 3, right? So we've moved the chord around, but the notes in the scale remain the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now, so in order to do this, we're now going. So that gives you okay, that's level 1. Level 2, we're going to bring this thumb in. That is just so we've got 4 notes. 1 E yander, 2 E yander, 3 E yander, 4 E yander, right? Together in a line, right? All together. That is your intro. Okay, your second bits of jazz are simpler, I think. So when we're playing the verse, now what happens in the verses is this little, we're thinking about that D sus4 again. So we're thinking about 1, 2, 3, but imagining this is like a grace note, which I like to think about as if like we've accidentally hit the G. Okay, and that happens in all of our verse chords. It's just the G down to that D chord that we were playing before. Easy peasy. Okay, let's talk about this solo. Right, the solo chords: G, B flat, C. What this has put us in, where we're going to start with this, is something called the minor pentatonic scale, right? And in the key of G, that's going to be G, B flat, C, easy to remember, right? Because that is the first 3 chords, or is the 3 chords, G, B flat, C, and then add to that D and F. And then you'll get this. Right? That gives you your G minor pentatonic, and that will fit, right? If you were to just play like you can just play those notes with complete abandon over the top of those chords. Okay, and that's a great place to start. Just start with one finger here. To playing those notes, okay, because what we want to do, let's see, the first things, yeah, we're gonna go, that's the first riff of the solo, and that changes that C into a C7, C, E, G, C, drop 2 half steps, for the B flat, right? And that's going to help you just. And then if you're really smart, you can try and add in. You can make that little riff part of your chords, right? So you're playing the G. This becomes B flat 6 actually. And then the G C chord in its root position. And then up to the B flat. Just one idea of what we can do, right? Second thing you need to know in the outro is this lovely little bit where, I don't know, it comes in after about 16 times round. All that is, we're coming into, like, it's like at the second measure, because imagine we've got 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in that second measure of the C. You're just going to like chromatically, imagine from G, playing all available notes down to the E. The reason we're playing the E is because it's in the C chord, right? And that's going to get you, it's going to lovely little to get you that development back up to here. And that happens a few times before another variation we end up with. Right? And here's what I want you to try over this, okay? We are going to take B flat, G, F, D. That was, and this is what happens with the pentatonic scale a lot in this guitar piece, is that there's just repeated patterns that's just falling down. Right? It's more like a piano exercise than a guitar solo, but it sounds really cool. I literally do not have the time to go through everything else that happens with the pentatonic scale in that solo. I would encourage you to put it on, play along, it's in the same key, and just see what you can find. And that is how we play Freebird. Remember that members get questions. I can try and answer questions in the comments. It's not always possible, but I will do my best. You have fun with that, and I'll see you in the next video.